Surely we should be utilising these excellent young talents.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thoughts.
Yes, guys, what's happening? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Not in the office studio today, back at the desk. As you can see my kitchen behind me. You can see me propagating tomato plants there for my allotment. I'm just a real wholesome guy. We'll be back in the office tomorrow, or maybe, tomorrow, I guess. Mother's Day in the UK. Be nice to your mothers. And then we'll be back here for the complete breakdown after Chelsea's result on Monday evening. Wow, everything's hanging in the balance for the moment at Chelsea. But I did want to speak today about Diomande, this defender Chelsea have been linked to that they want a lot of money for. We'll speak about that. And he's only on 300k a year. Now, yes, I and you, the things we would do for 300k a year. But, Raheem Sterling earns that in a week. Just for context. And this guy earns that in a year. So, a week. Anyway, that's wild. We'll speak about that, an article from Sport Witness. And I do want to speak about Ronnie Stutter and Leo Castledine. Of course, Chelsea in the PL2 had a riot yesterday, winning 7-1 away at Newcastle. 7 goals. Of course, we saw goals from high-profile signings like Diego Moreira in stoppage time. He's playing with the development team now. Dujon Richards, which is Whisper, the young Jamaican striker, getting in on the act. But really, for me personally, 2 players getting braces. Leo Castledine, the midfielder, who's been training with the first team, not used enough from Pochettino, and Ronnie Stutter, great name, Ronnie Stutter. It feels like a throwback footballer's name, who's in scintillating form this season as well, so we can speak a little bit about that. Thanks for joining me, guys. Strap yourselves in, get comfortable. I want to thank you, as always, for supporting the content. It means a lot, you guys coming here, dropping a like, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all that lovely stuff. So thanks for doing that, and let's get into it. Before we talk about the Chelsea young chaps, I think Mia's in here somewhere. Let's talk about this article, and I'm going to cite Sport Witness talking about this, because we've seen Chelsea have been linked with defenders for a long, long time. Now, personally, I think we're right for defenders. I think on the right-hand side, we've got... What have we got? We've got Disasi, who's had ups and downs, but maybe as the team settles, he can become better. We've got Wesley Fofana, who I think is excellent, as many of you guys know. Of course, the big question is, can he stay fit for a long time? Can he reach the levels that he reached before? But, he's still young, and this kid was amazing. Left-hand side, Badia Shield, ups and downs, much like Disasi, but still a good young player. And, of course, Levi Colwill. That is 4 players going into a 2 centre-back system. And that is, imagining, obviously, Thiago Silva's going to leave. And that is, if, Trevoh Chalobah as always, it could be useful. I don't understand why Chelsea, I want a bit Italian there, why Chelsea want to, who are walking the tightrope a little bit of financial fair play, want to drop the bag on a centre-back. I mean, I might be wrong. I understand how sometimes in football, one thing might not be working well, and it could be down the line. It might not be just a goal, a finisher. It might be, we're not creating from the back well enough to finish moves in certain positions where you're just going to score. So everyone thinks it's the forwards, but actually the problem lies further back. It's like treating the symptom instead of the cause. When a doctor gives you something like antibiotics for the infection, but they don't say what's causing these infections. Do you know what I mean? It's try looking back for the cause. I'm not saying that's the case with Chelsea, we need to look back at our centre-backs, but it could be, Some people might tell me that, Jan, actually, build up systemically from the back, we need a new centre-back. Maybe. But, also haven't seen big Wes for a while. So Chelsea have been linked with this guy, Diomande, and I'm going to read a little bit from this article now from Sport Witness. Chelsea, Newcastle United, aforementioned, slapped up by the Chelsea development squad. Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool, so big boys here, big boys have all been linked with Ousmane Diomande over the past week. The Premier League clubs are thought to be very keen on the sporting defender and are considering a move in the summer. Pochettino's side have been said to be in the lead. Really? Why? But Chelsea will certainly face competition. Yeah, Man City, interesting they want a defender. They've just dropped like 80 million on, what's his face? Oh, the Croatian centre-back who's playing at left-back. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about. Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal may have a better financial standing in the summer than Newcastle or Chelsea and should be able to offer Champions League football, which of course won't be on offer at Stamford Bridge or St James's Park. Sadness and pain. Saturday's edition of A Bola, which I guess is a Portuguese publication, says all 5 Premier League clubs are following the defender closely and Sporting, quote, expect harassment from them in the summer. Expecting harassment. What a lovely way of putting it. The Lisbon club are hoping for a package worth 80 million euro. 80 million euro, including bonuses. So yeah, so maybe 60 million up front, 20 million stoppage? Add-ons, stoppage time. Can we have 20 million on stoppage time? And A Bola point out Diomande is one of the lowest paid players in Sporting squad. Yeah, wild, bro. As it stands, his salary is just 300k per year, and he very much deserves a big pay rise. 300k a year. Should we just work this out quickly? So 300 divided by 12. So that is 25k a month. Apparently 25k a month. Yeah, it is. So that divided by 4 equals he earns just over 6,000 pounds a week. 6,000 pounds a week, and just to use that gentle reference point again, Sterling, who many people might be saying isn't performing as he should be at the moment, 300k a week. 300,000 pounds a week, and then Diomande, who apparently we would give 80 million for, is on 6,000 pounds or euros a week. That is what they call chicken oriental, mate. I'm telling you, chicken oriental. Wow. And he very much deserves a big pay rise. I agree. I haven't even seen him playing him. I agree. He deserves a pay rise. He's a professional footballer playing at a high level. He needs a pay rise. Jesus. He is right. Because obviously, if like Man City and Arsenal and everyone is after him, he is, wherever he goes, and it does sound like he'll get a move, he is going to have a shopping spree when he gets the bag dropped. I tell you, he's going to have a lovely old time. His club want to hand out a renewal, but it's not clear whether they want a release clause with that. As of all of Chelsea, Newcastle, City, Arsenal and Liverpool would offer more, and it seems somewhat unfair that Sporting can tie players to such a high release clause without the wages to match. Yeah. Alright mate, we're going to pay you $6,000 a week. But if that club that will pay you, I don't know, let's say 150 grand a week, if they want to buy you, they've got to pay this ridiculous amount of money, which probably won't get you released. He'll be like, oh, come on, man, what a stitch up. It does feel like a stitch up. But yeah, look, okay. So Diomande, I think I might have looked at some stats loosely. If this story has legs, I will do a more detailed analysis. I'll present the numbers to you here on Football Therapy. So remember, keep it locked for that, because all kinds of content here, whether it's stories or statistics or match reviews and previews. So thank you for subscribing. Gentle reminder there. Let me know what you think of Diomande, Ousmane. Do we need another centre back? Should we be dropping such an extortionate amount of money on that position? I don't think so. To be honest, I feel like, I hate to be that guy, but I do feel like it's the midfielder. Look, we don't know what's going to happen. So we get a new manager in the summer. I think there's a good chance we get a new manager in the summer. They might look at like Elio Castledine and go, yeah, with him and Lavia and, Gallagher and the £200 million boys, we're sorted in the midfield. I do probably think we just need a senior striker or a more senior striker. Therefore, we drop the bag on, I don't know, an Ousmane. I mean, I don't know why Ousmane would come to Chelsea at the moment, but apparently he loves Chelsea, and we've got Drogba on the phone to him, so it could happen, I suppose. So, maybe that's where the money should be dropped, right? And in the meantime, you don't spend 80 million quid on a centre-back. Anyway, comment down below. Let's move on. So like I said, Chelsea did slap up Newcastle United's under-21s yesterday in their own backyard, 7 goals. A couple of goals from Leo Castledine, who has been, of course, training with the Chelsea first team squad. I don't know why Pochettino hasn't turned to him a little bit more. He can play as a proper central midfielder. He can also play as a cam. He's actually played as a right midfield as well. Maybe if we played a 4-4-2 or something. Yeah, really, really good. He is 18, turns 19 this summer. And actually looks like a really talented player. I've heard Simon Johnson of The Athletic speak about him, saying he's really, really good. At least put him on the bench. But then again, if we're going to recall Cesare Casadei from Leicester, who was playing at a really high level of men's football, doing a title challenge, and we're not going to utilise him, maybe that's like, a bad omen for Leo Castledine, who's I guess even younger. Yeah, he's even younger. Yeah, because Casadei's got to be like 20 now. But one player, I mean, you could even say a couple of players. Like you could say, I think David Washington's scoring goals now. I mean, he's obviously featured and made his debut for Chelsea under Pochettino. David Washington, of course, the Brazilian striker who we I think, did we sign him from recommendation from Andre Santos? I think he came from the same club, or was it Angelo Gabriel? I think it was Santos. Anyway, we signed loads of young Brazilian kids, but to be fair to Washington, when he did look a bit like, this is not my level when he played. But I do want to make a case for Ronnie Stutter, if not least because he's got an excellent name. But he is in scintillating form. He scored another 2 goals yesterday, Ronnie Stutter, in the PL2. And he's a little bit older as well, so he's 19 years old. So, there's players in this Chelsea first team that are younger than him that have played a lot of minutes. Of course, we saw Leslie Ugachukwu play loads of minutes as a 19-year-old. And as you get further up the pitch in football, like you're allowed to mess up a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're a striker, I feel like if you can finish off chances, you can be carried a little bit, but you can't slack anywhere else, especially like, on the flanks, so like fullbacks can't. Wingers have got to do a lot of work these days. That's, I think, one of the reasons why Mudryk's been overlooked somewhat. But, a striker, you can get away with a bit more. Like, remember, like, Antonio Conte was desperate to drop Eden Hazard because he just wouldn't trade well. But obviously you can't because he's Eden Hazard. So he's like, I'll just freaking play him as a striker then and get, wingers working hard either side of them. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. I'm not suggesting for a moment that Ronnie Stutter, wouldn't be able to play properly as a striker. But I'm saying if you want to take a little bit more of a risk, often you can do it with a young striker. Look, if he's finishing loads of chances and he's in scintillating form, chuck him on. In the PL2 this season, he's got 11 goals and 2 assists in 13 appearances. So that's a goal involvement per game. He's even got a goal in the EFL Trophy as well. He's got no minutes, of course, in the Premier League. Don't know if he's trained with Pochettino's side or not. That'll be interesting to find out. Of course, David Washington had, and now he's obviously playing at the development level. But Ronnie Stutter, man, certainly Leo Castledine has proven very high level. I don't know, man. Ronnie Stutter, I think, shouldn't get overlooked. I wanted to speak about it in this video and speak to you guys. So yeah, there we go. Let me know what you think, friends. I'll be very interested to hear what you think about everything I've spoken about today. So please do leave your comments. As always, I'll thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy. And I hope to see you guys back here very soon. So take care of yourselves. Peace.